Alright guys, now I'm going to do a binder featuring my retired stars. So we're going to start off with Kevin Mitchell. And all the guys in this binder are retired stars that got MVPs in the Bay Area. And I want to give a shout out to my buddy Garrett, Card Cutter 23. Hopefully you'll watch this video. I know you're doing that project on TTM players that weren't that were, like all-star or fan favorites players. So maybe you get some ideas of other players to add to your project from these binder videos that I'm doing. But of course we got Jeff Kent there, who also won an MVP in the Bay Area. Thanks to Barry Bonds. I have a theory behind that MVP, but there we go, some Jeff Kent. Of course, Jose Canseco, and he's becoming a lot more popular in the hobby lately. His stuff is I don't know, it's funny over the years. Like 20 years ago, Canseco was at an all-time low. Like, he got no respect in the hobby, and he's really surged in popularity. And I've always collected his cards, even when he wasn't very popular. I was always seeking out a few cards of him here and there. That's some nice Canseco issues. I guess I got a lot more Cansecos than I thought. More pages than I remember. But yeah, it's a fun binder here. So the rest of them will be like A's players, all the Bay Area MVP guys. So it's mostly A's and Giants Bay Area MVPs. More Canseco. Then moving on to Miguel Tejada. Man, he was awesome. I love watching Tejada back in the day. He was my favorite shortstop. They always said like the big three with Garciaparra, A-Rod, and Jeter. And no one ever gave Tejada respect. And he actually won an MVP during that time when the big three were around, and he won an MVP. And then we got Giambi, of course. He had some nice years with Oakland and won an MVP with them. And then on to the next binder. So these are guys that didn't win MVPs. So we got Will the Thrill. I got a lot of Will the Thrill cards in here. I'll flip through it as quickly as possible. This is a fun binder. Just looking for all the retired players. Will Clark had a really good career. I thought he was a lock for the Hall of Fame, when he was with the Giants. And then when he moved to St. Louis, or not St. Louis, to Texas, I don't know. I know he finished his career with St. Louis, but when he moved to Texas, just wasn't in the cards for him to be a Hall of Famer. Just didn't work out. But he was a great Giant, I'll tell you that. Matt Williams, one of my favorites. I got a lot of nice Matt Williams cards. I remember the year that the baseball strike, Matt Williams was on pace to break the single-season home run record. And that was one of the bummers of that strike year, was to not see Williams realize his that great season that he was having. Juan Gonzalez. What up, Alan? So, lots of nice Juan Gons in here. Should try to collect more of him. And then Ryan Howard, he recently retired, but he had a great career with Philadelphia. And then Albert Bell, probably one of the most underrated players of the 1990s. Probably more because of his attitude than his playing ability. Josh Hamilton, what could have been Don Mattingly. We got David Wright. I'm assuming he's retired. That's one of those, is he retired or not? And then Nomar. We love Nomar. And then Carlos Beltran, the newest addition to this binder. Mo Vaughn. Greg Vaughn. And then we got Mark Grace. And then El Gato Grande, along with Andrew Jones on the bottom on this page. McGriff, it's a crime dog that he's not in the Hall of Fame. And then we got Delgado. And Larry Walker, he's actually gaining some ground for the Hall of Fame. Oh, Sean Green, that's a good ball player right there. Lance Berkman. Omar Vizquel, we'll see if he makes it to the Hall of Fame. It'll be interesting to see. And then Darryl. Bo Jackson, another one of those what could have been players. He had a great career playing football and baseball. And then Konerko, Paul Konerko. I always liked Konerko. Prince Fielder and his father Cecil Fielder. They actually ended their careers with the same amount of homers. And we got Eric Chavez, Dale Murphy. We got Willie McGee and Eric Davis on the same page here. And then we got Bernie Williams, Burn Baby Barn, Todd Helton. And then Jermaine Dye and Alfonso Soriano. Love me some John Olerud, Jay Buhner. Some nice cards there. Ruben Sierra, Paul O'Neill, Tino Martinez. And then you got Jorge Posada, Maglio Ordonez, and Jim Edmonds. So all great ball players. Edgar Martinez, we'll see if he makes it to the Hall of Fame. Joe Carter. And Dave Parker, along with Moises Alou. Those would be good ones for the collection there. And then Johnny Damon, Nick Swisher, and Thurman Munson. Dave Justice, Kirk Gibson, Edgar Renteria. I got all kinds of players in this one. Ken Caminetti. And then we got some older guys like Richie, a.k.a. Dick Allen. Alan Trammell, I guess he's a Hall of Famer now. I got to take him out of this binder. Keith Hernandez and Roger Maris. And then we got Fred Lynn, Steve Garvey, Frank Howard. Very underrated ball player there. And then Mark Teixeira. Who's it? Kenny Lofton. So that's fun there. Some fun players. Bobby Bonilla, Robin Ventura, George Foster, Luis Gonzalez. And then Angel Pagan. He finally retired. These are a bunch of Giants guys mostly, like Travis Ishikawa, Bobby Thompson. Both those guys hit walk-offs for the Giants for the World Series. And then, of course, Marco Scudero was a hero. JT Snow is a great Giant. Then we got Aubrey Huff, Ellis Burks, and Rich Aurelia. And I think this wraps it up with Robbie Thompson and Bobby Bonds. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the binder of retired stars. And as always, happy collecting.